Welcome back, everybody. We're gonna preg this second group of cows that we weaned. I didn't video the last one. Cassidy was here. We're ultrasounding everything actually, but today Curtis is here. Cassidy's back in Texas, so we've got about, I don't know, I think there's 150 or 160 in this group, something like that. I just got back from Doug's. We loaded his calves up, and he's selling them in Sisseton, South Dakota today. Looks pretty good. The market's down, but still higher than last year, so everything in perspective. So this is it. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna try out the new gate. Kari's on the horse, so she's gonna bring up 5 at a time. I'm gonna run the bud box back here, try out the new gate, and then come up, help run the chute, and make some decisions. But most all these cows are gonna stay. There may be a couple really thin ones, but for the most part, they're all gonna stay. Here we go. So the new gate's gonna swing all the way around, go right down into the box. That thing's gonna latch. Money. This thing goes like this. Spring loaded. Money. Cow starts down the alley. Money. Another one. Another one. Another one. Step up, girl. So I'm gonna pour them. The opens are gonna go in here. I got a little rope that I pull the gate, and then I'll shoot into that pen, and all the good ones are gonna go back. And then we fenced them corn stalks yesterday, so they're gonna go up the road. We're done. Epic time lapse. All right, we're gonna try to make this gate a horse gate because she's really whiny.
Horse friendly.
Yeah, we want a horse friendly.
Delete that, Dane.
Don't delete it, Dane. So we put this in. This is usually out, but these cows are going down. I usually have it out when we work little baby calves and the small calves. We'll try that. So that bar, what that does is that keeps these cows, you know how the other ones were laying down, trying to get their front down? This will stop that.
Right.
And it does work, just like it's supposed to.
I did see it for a second.
So all them little dots,
Balls.
all them balls are,
Coddling.
that's action. That means there's life in there.
So there's the ribs at the bottom.
Right there, you see them little
See
lines?
his head.
That was his head there. You can see his whole
No,
body, and that was his
that was
top
the
of his,
top layer.
yep.
See there?
There you can see some teeth and or
Yeah.
whatever maybe, and some bones.
You can usually have black spots of eye. Hey, there was the whole front legs and everything.
Pretty cool, and the longer you mess around in there, the more you can see. So these are my opens or super lates, and I put a green tag in them, so if we ever lose them, we can identify them again. But they're gonna go over to Jim's with them heifers and some of the young stuff and the old cows, and then there's some cows for sale. So we're out of the first batch. We got to go get some more. Like I say, the open ones, we put these tags in there, and it is kind of funny after you preg them and you start watching them. Open cows act different. They're sometimes they're by themselves, sometimes they're the very first one, sometimes they're with other open cows as we're working them. It's interesting, but they do act different. Yep, for sure. So we'll go out and we'll grab another batch here. Out you go. Out you go. Easy. Easy. Good girl. Good girl. Oh. Get up. We were just talking about how the ultrasonining we think is a lot less invasive than when you use your arm to actually go in and feel for the blood vessels or the actual calf. Because it's like we're only going in with that thing maybe 6 to 8 inches, and it's the size of a, you know, it's maybe an inch and a quarter around versus your arm, which could be 4 to 5 inches around. And the cows seem to, this is the first time I've ultrasounded, but it seems like the cows like it better. Well, I don't know if you say like it, but they don't mind it as much. You know, they're not running out of here. They're not freaking out. They just walk out and stand here. So. Well, it's cold and the GoPro battery was getting low, so I shut her down. We did finish up. We ended up with about 19 or 20 opens, which this is the old cow group, so I'm not surprised and I'm not too shook about it. But anyways, we're gonna go and well, I had a little supper and didn't realize it was gonna get dark in 10 minutes, so we are going to grind some hay now with the Merlot. This is the first time for that. We'll let them cows out in the morning. But I'll show you a little hay grinding here. Hang tight. Well, we got the grinder going here. Mike Smith Grinding. That's who we get for our local grinder. He's been in it, doing it for, shoot, probably pushing 20 years now. There's the grinder. So what we're doing is we're gonna grind combination of stuff. I got a couple bales of slew hay, mainly going to be prairie hay and CRP. A couple bales of alfalfa. The calves don't really need any protein because they're on that self feeders, you know, which has got all the protein they need. They just need roughage. But as you can see, this machine pretty much can take these bales almost as fast as you can feed them. We're just clipping along. The bales are pretty close. As soon as we get one over there, it's ready to go in. That's why, you know, these guys that and I was one of them. When I had a two-wheel drive tractor that was slow with a loader, I usually would have a skid steer. Now we caught up to it, but I had a skid steer that would bring the bale over to the, you know, do the hustle work, and then the loader would just lift it up into the tub because you couldn't keep up with just a small tractor. So then you watch that tub. You see how that tub's going slow right now? It's got its hooked to the speed of that tub is hooked to the RPMs of the rotor or the hammer mill. So when it starts to bog down, then that tub quits turning and lets it eat through what it's got. And then as the bale gets chewed up or the bale's easy to grind, then it speeds up. That was a slew bale that was probably had some, it's probably a little tough, but there's still a lot of dust coming off it, so it wasn't really wet. Those alfalfa bales will go right through. Well, there's where we're going, up there on the hill. That's where we had fenced them corn stalks. Got to go through this down in the bottom here and go through a gate. And then I roll the bale out, going up the pasture and then out the gate, kind of skipped it. Oh boy. Finally one cow grabbed another gear. Been really slow, but we're going into about a 30-mile-an-hour headwind. And it's cold, and we had a little bit of snow last night. So they weren't really excited to leave the pasture and start heading into the wind to the abyss, not knowing where I was taking them. But the closer we get to different areas, and I think they kind of start to understand that we're going somewhere, some action. Got a mailman behind us. So that's how you're supposed to trail cattle there. This is for Russ Wilson. I like Russ Wilson. I watch all of his videos. He's really smart, does a lot of cool. But the trick is you got to train your cows to walk and then make them walk. If I've let cows out the wrong way, if we're heading north, I'll let them all go south and stop them and turn them around and go north. They've got to learn how to walk and stay with the pickup. But that's how we trail cattle right there. And it's all, I mean, it's just like you're training them when you're rotational grazing. If you want to trail them, learn how to trail them, you got to train them how to trail and how you want to do it. And that's how we like it right there. So we'll try to get these guys up, kind of keep easing them up to the gate, and then I'll probably count them into the cornfield. So I came up here and I dropped a little bit of hay along the path up to the gate's up there. And then they're gonna have to come back down here to this creek. There's a spring in there. It runs, it ain't a very powerful spring, but it does run maybe a gallon or two, a couple gallons a minute, I suppose. So that creek does stay open. Luckily there's a little bit of snow now, so when they go out and start grazing today, they'll have enough water for the most part with this snow. So yeah, we got a little bit of snow, but that's not enough to slow us down. It's gonna be warming back up too. That'll be fine. It was pretty good corn. I don't know, I think it was a couple hundred bushel corn up here. Strong quarter. So if I can get 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks out of it, that'll be great. Them old cows go right to it though. They go right to looking. Windbreak, I was out there and rolled that bale out in front of it, and it's breezy, you know, but it's definitely not. You can see the grass, how the grass is moving there. We're getting 40-mile-an-hour gusts, but the windbreak's doing what it's supposed to. And I think it would extend clear out where these calves are. I think they're still, you could go farther out even this way, you know, and you still got pretty good protection. Well, that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for tuning in. Got a little taste of winter. We are gonna be heading to Las Vegas. Dane's gonna be in charge for a week. We're gonna go out to the National Rodeo Finals. Check that out on the Cowboy channel. Our nephew's a steer wrestler, JD Struxness, so shout out to him. Hope he has a good run out there at the NFR. But we will catch you on the next one. Peace.